The most common written method for multiplying is long multiplication, and I'm going to explain it step by step. Let's say I want to multiply 63 and 42. I write them like this, one below the other, with a little multiplication sign to the left to remind me what calculation I'm doing. It's important to remember what these figures stand for. The ones on the right, the 3 and the 2, are the units. The other two figures, the 6 and the 4, refer to the number of tens. So really, the 6 is a 60 and the 4 is a 40. I'll start by multiplying the 63 by 2. First of all, 2 times 3 is 6. Next, 2 times 6 is 12, which go into the tens column. I can't have two digits sharing the same slot, so I need to create a hundreds column, and that's 100 and 2 tens. So 2 times 63 is 126. And that's dealt with the 2. In step 2, I multiply the 63 by 4. But remember that the 4 is really a 40. I can deal with this by putting in 0 here, and then simply multiply by 4. First of all, 4 times 3 is 12. You'll see that I've shrunk the 1 down. This is just to make room, as it needs to share a slot with another figure that appears later in the calculation. As before, the 1 has to move along to the next column, the hundreds. Next, 4 times 6, which gives 24. I need to create another new column, thousands this time, and the 2 slides along to become 2000. So that's step 2 completed. 4 tens, which is 40, times 63 is 2,520. And it's 500 because there's a 4 and a 1 in the hundreds column. And the final step, step 3, I add these two rows. And the answer to 63 times 42 is 2,646. Now here's one with slightly more awkward numbers, 58 times 76. I'll start by multiplying the 58 by 6. Six times 8 is 48. I've shrunk the 4 because it's going to move into the tens column. Next, 6 times 5, but remember that this 5 is really a 50. That gives 30, and the 3 slides across to the hundreds column. And that's dealt with the 6. In step 2, I multiply the 58 by 7. But remembering that the 7 is really a 70, I need to put a 0 here and then simply multiply by 7. First of all, 7 times 8 is 56. I've shrunk the 5 down and it moves to the hundreds column. Next, 7 times 5 is 35. The 5 stays where it is and the 3 slides into the thousands column. And now the final step. I add these two rows. First the units, 8 plus 0 is 8, and the tens, 0 plus 4 plus 6 is 10. I leave the 0 and move the 1 to the next column, and now the hundreds, 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 1 is 14. I leave the 4 and move the 1 to the next column, and finally the thousands, 3 plus 1 is 4. So the answer to 58 times 76 is 4,408.